Showcase how to remove stubborn mold and mildew stains from vinyl seat cushions using Nautical 1 Xtreme Mildew Remover. This fast-acting cleaner annihilates all types of mold and mildew from vinyl seat cushions, rubber bumpers, gel coats, and pretty much anywhere else on a boat that is commonly plagued by mildew. After you remove the mildew, you're going to apply Mildew Shield for vinyl. This is a high-tech polymer coating that blankets the material and helps prevent future mold and mildew growth. Plus, it gives it UV protection, and it also helps resist the damaging effects of suntan lotion. So check it out. I'm going to put a tape line down, but before I do so, I want you to see just how bad the condition is of this vinyl seat cushion. If you have a boat, chances are your seat cushions look like this. To showcase just how amazing the before and after difference of Nautical 1 Xtreme Mildew Remover is, I'm going to put down a tape line. Now, there's a lot of different caveman techniques, I like to call them, to remove mold and mildew. And a lot of guys, initially, they won't make this mistake more than once, but they'll grab bleach. Now, bleach is very effective for removing mold and mildew. Bleach is also extremely effective for eating through your vinyl seat cushion and damaging your stitching. And the only way to fix it at that point is to have the seats reupholstered, and that can cost you several $1,000s. So don't be tempted to use bleach. Instead, use something that relies on advanced chemistry instead of caustic, acidic agents and degreasers. I've got it taped off, and this is actually, it's a viscous gel formula, and the reason we did that, so when you're working on a vertical seat cushion, for example, and you spray it on, it's going to have longer dwell time. And the trick with using Xtreme Mildew Remover is you really want to saturate the surface. If you haven't cleaned your boat seat cushions in a long time, then you really want to spray a lot on the surface. And the worse the shape, the longer you want to allow it to dwell. Besides using it on your boat, it works great in your household. If you have mold and mildew in the shower, the outside of the house, it's fantastic for that as well. If you have an RV, anywhere that you have an issue with mold or mildew, Nautical 1 Xtreme Mildew Remover is going to take care of it. And the formula, you can let it sit for just a few minutes, or what I like to do is when it's something that's in this bad a shape, I'll let it sit for about a half hour. And even if you're out in the sunlight, letting it bake in the sun will make the product even more effective. But if you're new to this, I always recommend doing a small inconspicuous test spot first. That's just good practice anytime you're cleaning your vinyl seat cushions for the first time using a product that's new to you. While this dwells, you can be confident that Xtreme Mildew Remover is not going to cause any damage to your stitching. That's an issue with bleach, along with some other high-octane so-called mildew removers designed for marine application, is they're detrimental to the stitching. So I'm going to let this dwell for probably 15-20 minutes or so. I'm going to come back and I'm going to scrub it with a brush. So Xtreme Mildew Remover has been dwelling for about 20 minutes. For heavily soiled surfaces like this seat cushion, you can use a stiff bristled nylon brush, which is what I'm going to do. And I'm simply going to agitate. And this will help loosen any of the stubborn mildew stains that wiping alone with a towel would not remove. Notice when I'm spraying this, it's coming out as a thicker stream. It's because I'm in a close proximity. If I spray it like this, you can watch, it'll come out in a nice wide pattern. So just an FYI, when you're working on a larger area, it'll really come out in a nice big thick fan spray. Okay, so I spent a minute or two scrubbing with a brush. And if you're working on your entire boat, if you're in the real world, what I would do after scrubbing it is I would actually use your hose and just rinse everything off. But since I'm working on a small seat cushion for a video demonstration, I'm just going to wipe it off with a towel. And again, the longer you let it sit, the better it's going to work. And some cushions, depending on how bad they are, they might require more than one application or a little bit of elbow grease because, well, simply put, that's what happens if you've let the material get really bad over a couple years. So that's quite a dramatic before and after difference. You can see where I clean the surface very clearly. So now that I've done half of it, I'm going to finish the other section. So after you remove all the mold and mildew, you want to protect it, and that's using the Mildew Shield for vinyl. This is a high-tech coating for the vinyl, and what it does is it actually fills in all the pits, pores, and valleys, and it helps prevent the mildew from penetrating deep below the pores of the vinyl, so it minimizes the effort that's required for future cleaning. And it also protects it against damaging effects of UV rays. And if you're out in the water, chances are you have suntan lotion on, or at least you should. It'll help protect it against the damaging effects of suntan lotion, bird droppings, anything that's going to wreak havoc on your vinyl over time. And it's super easy to apply. You can spray it directly onto a towel or directly onto the surface, either way. A little bit goes a long way. And this is actually a lot more than just a protectant for the vinyl. It's actually a sealant. So it almost makes it water resistant. It dries to the touch. It only takes a few minutes. And like the mildew remover, it works especially well in the sun because the sun actually accelerates the curing of this formula. And just within a minute or two, it's already dry, it's not slick, there's no petroleum, and best of all, it's safe for the stitching. So after you clean the seat using the Xtreme Mildew remover, which is also safe for the stitching, you'll protect it with the Mildew Shield for vinyl. And you can also use this on rubber bumpers and other vinyl and rubber surfaces. So that is Nautical 1, the proper way to remove mold and mildew and to protect it. I'm Nick Rudder for nautical1.com. Thank you and God bless.